Okay,
All
thank
right,
God.
you ready to go? So you got 10
Wait a minute.
set
Yes,
timer, and I'm going to
timer.
pin your video. And thanks for being here, and take it away.
Thank you for inviting me. All right, I'll start, okay?
Yeah.
Well, hi, everybody. Well, everybody knows that English is used internationally, and this has affected the teaching and learning of English because there are more non-native speakers than native speakers. This has created a variety of accents, and for this reason, we need to redirect our teaching aims and focus on international intelligibility rather than native-like accent. What the students need to develop is communicative competence, that is the ability to understand and be understood. And drama is a powerful tool that can help students develop communication skills. Now the question is, why drama? Drama is a whole person learning because it uses a holistic approach. It is experiential learning because the students learn doing, feeling, and thinking. It unlocks the students' potential because it is interested in their abilities. It promotes active participation of the students instead of having students who are only receivers of information. It brings reality and fantasy into the classroom so that the students have the possibility of taking on different roles. It is an outlet of self-expression also, because the students can communicate even within limited language. And it favors diversity, and it is a great equalizer. Well, the roles of the students are completely different because now we are in a different type of classroom. It's not the conventional one. They are proactive. This means that they become highly motivated and engaged. They sharpen their senses because drama uses multisensory learning. They unleash their imagination because they cultivate creativity, and in this way they broaden their minds. They respond to challenges because they step out of the comfort zone. They work cooperatively because learning is a social act and they learn together. And they gain the confidence and self-esteem that is needed in order to work naturally, and in this way gain autonomy. They experiment with language because the classroom becomes a laboratory in which there is a lot of error and trial, and they welcome mistakes. Now, sorry. What oh, I got. Communication includes both speaking and listening. This means that productive and receptive skills should be present every single class. In this way, the students enhance their pronunciation ability, their paralinguistic recognition, their body language use and interpretation, and intelligibility and fluency are more important than ever because of the international character that English has. Intelligibility and fluency are key factors in communication. Fluency is the ability to have a good command of the language, and intelligibility has to do with speech clarity. If you are not understood, this means that your speech is not intelligible. Now, the students need to develop two different types of strategies. Reflective, receptive, and productive phonological accommodation in order to help intelligibility. The productive phonological accommodation is made by the speaker. In this way, the speaker speaks more slowly and he articulates also with great care in order to be understood. And the receptive phonological accommodation is made by the listener. In this case, he tries to make the necessary adjustments, for example, phonological, grammatical, lexical, in order to understand what is being said. But sometimes accommodation is not enough, and the interpretation of nonverbal language fails. So we use negotiation. In this case, the speakers use conversation devices in order to avoid conversation breakdowns. For example, asking for repetition, asking for confirmation, rephrasing, etc. Now, what are the right conditions for drama? First of all, the physical environment is very important because there are two types of activities. First, there are activities in which the students may need space for movement or for performance, and activities in which they may remain seated. Of course, everybody knows that orderly rows do not generate active learning. So we prefer different seating arrangements. For example, a horseshoe or full circle, or for example, group sitting. Relationships are crucial because the students are working together and they need to develop social skills. And the teacher is always encouraging them to give positive comments of each other's activities. And in this case, metacognitive strategies are used in order to reflect on their work. A cooperative climate is created, and it requires accountability, positive interdependence, and active participation. As regards goal orientation, the students need to know that they are doing an activity and they have an aim to achieve within a limited period of time. This enhances their concentration, and their activities are done faster. Whenever the feedback that we give is effective and meaningful, it improves their learning. That's why it is always present in every single class whenever we have this type of activities. Now, what are the strategies that we need to take into consideration for effective communication? Exposure. Exposure is crucial. This means that the students have the possibility of authentic language and colloquial styles. The focus should be on meaning, not on form, on fluency, not on accuracy, on language use, not language usage, because what is important is the communicative value of what is being said. Group and pair work practice should be present in the classroom because the students are trying to get effective communication. This means that there are more oral assessments than written tests. As regards errors, well, as I said before, they are welcome because they are opportunities for learning. That's why they are never punished. There is reinforcement of spoken language practice, and all the activities are oral. And we pay attention not only to listening, but also to speaking. Both of them are important. Listening is usually not taught in the same way speaking is. This means that productive and receptive skills should be taught. In the case of listening, the students should know what type of strategies should be used in order to interpret the meaning of the words, and at the same time, the nonverbal language that is present in every message in order to enhance the meaning. Phonological and receptive accommodation for speech clarity. And if all these strategies are practiced in our classes, this means that the students will achieve intelligibility, that is to say, they will be able to produce clear sounds, comprehensibility, the focus on meaning, and interpretability, the focus on the purpose of what is being said. What type of activities? Normally there are two types of activities. Warm-ups, which occur before we start working. These are a sort of preparatory activities to make the students ready for the process of learning. We may have breathing exercises, physical stretching, mouth gyms for our articulators, brain coordination for mental processes, and brain breaks to get more energy. The activities may be verbal, in which listening and speaking are practiced, and at the same time, the conversation devices should be taken into account. This is another aspect that is not fully developed when we are teaching production and reception. And nonverbal activities concentrate on the visual and auditory channels, which are the ones that are normally used when we are listening. Why? Because when we are listening, we are not only using our ears, we are using also our eyes. So, in conclusion,